So, hi, this is Elaine Kiener, and I'm your speaker for this evening, and we're going to be talking about growing your Juice Plus business through events. And this is a really special time to be thinking about events and how it can be part of your business, because this is the holiday season, and we're going to be seeing a lot of people that in a concentrated periods of time that we don't always see. So it's an especially good time for us to think about what it means to be doing events in our business. And if there's anything that I want to leave you with today, is just as the mission of our business is to inspire one simple change when it comes to the products, I want to inspire one simple change of mindset for you, that events are the lifeblood of your Juice Plus business. If hopefully by the end of the next 20 minutes, you'll have a better sense of, oh yes, if I want to succeed in my business, I need to be doing more events. My calendar needs to be filled with events. And I know I've certainly learned this over the years, that if I'm at all unhappy with the level that my business is at, all I have to do is look at my calendar and see how many contacts, calls, events, conferences, those kinds of things that have had Juice Plus connections with them. And there's always a direct relationship with that. So I first wanted to take a moment to, let's get really clear on what we mean by an event. So the dictionary definition, it's a thing that happens, especially one of importance, but anything that happens. It can be a planned public or social occasion, but it's not always just that, a planned occasion. And this definition down here comes from physics, but seeing that it's a single occurrence of a process. So when we think about it from the perspective of our overall business, an event is a single occurrence of our Juice Plus business of getting to our goal, whatever our business goal is. And I found this, I love the origins of words, and I found this fascinating. It comes from the Latin. The X comes from out of, so the E part, the very first part of out of, and the vent part comes out of come, venire. So it then, the Latin is result or what happens. And so even in that derivation of the word, we see that something that happens, an occurrence, something, and it can be anything, but it's a single occurrence that then also has an outcome, that it changes our business and grows our business. So one of the things I did in preparing for this talk, and as I mentioned to Nancy before we started the presentation, I'm going to be, we'll make the recording available, but I'm also going to make the PowerPoint available, and several of the slides have the actual live HTML link, the URL link, so that whether you need reminders, so you don't have to worry about scrambling to take notes tonight. This is a wonderful, fun overview of the process of hosting, attending, and promoting events. So first of all, events can happen anywhere. They can be planned, they can be ad-libbed, they can be, oh, you just run into somebody at the grocery store and you have a conversation. That is an event in my dictionary. when it comes to my Juice Plus business. And we can actually host events anywhere. If we have a home and if we're a wonderful housekeeper and have a beautiful home like Nancy does, we can have events at home. If we have a beautiful home like I do, but I'm not a consistent housekeeper, then I may want to have an event. I may want to meet somebody in a coffee shop somewhere or a restaurant, or there may be an event, a meeting in a doctor's office if they have if they're interested in the business and they would like to host something for their patients or their clients, or at a gym or on Facebook or on Zoom. We're doing that now. And lots of opportunities and lots of different themes that we can do. Creating invitations, if it's a planned event, there's a spot on our virtual office on Juice Plus Creative. They've got some samples. There's a website like Poster My Wall, also Canva.com. That's a wonderful app. Nancy's been doing some training with some of us on using that, and that's how I prepared the poster for this call that you saw on Voxer or Facebook, or just as the first slide here. On this page also, there's some sample invitation verbiage that if you're inviting someone to a planned, even if it's an impromptu event that you decide you want to do something quickly, I won't read through it, but what you want to do is invite personally and then send a copy of the invitation, especially if you've created a Facebook event. One of the things we learned at conference in St. Louis was people were saying, yes, if you're posting an event, a flyer somewhere, be sure to individually invite the people that you really want to come so that they know that they're special, that invitation is personalized, and not that you've done a massive invitation process. So it's, we used to call it call, send, call. Now it's contact, send, contact. So what you want to do is contact with that invitation, that personal invitation, then send a copy of the written invitation and follow up either the day of or the day before the event with a bit of a reminder. And then most especially follow up after the event within 24 to 48 hours, asking 3 simple questions. What part did you like best? Does Juice Plus make sense to you? And would you like to get started? There's more that you can certainly do in this process. It's easy. There's so many ways to keep the event simple, fun, and mission driven. And we encourage each other to just try new things. You can, if you're doing an event in person, you can serve Juice Plus smoothies and bars as snacks. You don't have to put out a fancy spread. You can do a presentation, you can show a video, you can just have a conversation, facilitate a conversation, or especially if you're talking with someone one-on-one, say at the grocery store, of just share your experience. So just having a brief kind of conversation. One of the other tools that's available to us, this is from our virtual office in the mission guide. It's page 8 from your Juice Plus virtual franchise starter guide. And this is an opportunity for people to fill in your event planner with lots of different kinds of events. And you'll notice this sheet, and you can make copies of it. Nancy, can you mute the other folks out? I'm hearing a little bit of background noise.
Yes.
Thank you. So there are 2 columns on this sheet. One is Juice Plus product events and Juice Plus business events. So especially for someone that's just initially starting out in the business, you're going to want to select 2 dates right from the get-go, perhaps something in your home or the new person's home or the sponsor's home or a friend's home, but we sometimes call these healthy living parties. And again, this is where the opportunities to be creative are just amazing. It also includes Prevention Plus lectures, conference calls, Zoom trainings like we're doing right now, and then a whole host of business events. And I want to take us through, and I'm actually going to start down at the bottom here from a business perspective. I'm assuming that, or hoping that everyone on this call tonight is already signed up for Voxer. And what I do when we think of it as a way of communicating with our business team members. But you know what? I also invite my customers to sign up for Voxer because it's an easy way for us to communicate back and forth. Sometimes we just want to hear each other's voice. And it's an opportunity to, we don't have to try and play telephone tag. And sometimes it's harder if you're trying to record a message in Facebook or that sort of thing. But if people, this is a wonderful way to stay in connection in voice connection. It's a little more heart to heart with family and friends. If it's hard to schedule a Zoom call with somebody that's at a distance, you can also use Voxer. So Voxer is a wonderful event opportunity, and it's a way also, say you're talking with someone, say that person you met at the grocery store, or you meet over Thanksgiving dinner later this week, or at a cookie exchange in a couple of weeks. You're not going to want to spend a whole lot of time in that social occasion talking business, but you can say you find out something about their life, and in that conversation, something, a particular need or a health interest of theirs, you might know of something, somebody just talked about that on Voxer, or I just heard about that. Once you're on Voxer, you can forward phone calls or notes or flyers for an upcoming phone call. So that's a wonderful place to share from. And then when you have new business team members, you can invite your sponsors, some of your sideline, your other team members, your Juice Plus family members, Nancy, myself, others, to communicate by Voxer with your person. So one of the other things, I do, we know now I think 4 years out, at least 3 years out, what conferences are coming up. So that's one of the first things that I put into my calendar. The very next one is April 20th to 22nd, 2017 in Anaheim. And I'll put in the file that I send out, I'll put the rest of the dates so that you can put those in your calendar as well. Then boot camp trainings. So if you wanted to see where boot camp was to go to, obviously I know I'm always going to put the Traverse City boot camp in July in my calendar, but if you go to your virtual office, you can find some other events. You click on events, and then you click on event schedule, and then what comes up is this page, and you can see here boot camps. And when you click on that, you actually see this wonderful map and schedule of where all the boot camps are. So here you see the Traverse City Cherry Festival that Nancy and Jerry host. But for example, there's also another one that Luann and I are going to, and I know Nancy's going to be there, and in Jacksonville in February, so giving us an opportunity. And I think I heard that Roberta might be going, so chance to be with all of our Florida team members and catch a little bit of Florida sunshine and the great training that Brian and Deanne are so well known for doing. What I also wanted to share, so as you begin to, back on that page on the virtual office, you can also click on a search and find out all sorts of other kinds of events that are going on. It might be a Prevention Plus lecture, a healthy lifestyle, a regional training. They usually list the boot camps as well. So if there are events that other people are hosting, you can go to, but again, you can always plan your own events. And I'm going to give you some homework. Back at the Sacramento conference last spring, Tony Branner and Jenna Rude did their own, did a training from Main Stage on building big with fun events. And their presentation, the PowerPoint, is on is on the website. And here's the link for it. And I'm going to see if it'll pull up, but I'm going to try this little experiment because they had so many slides. And the middle of the presentation, I'm hoping I can get it to come up a bit for you. The beginning and the ending slides were more lifestyle and about what their life has been like and what they're able to do with their business. But in the middle, they have so many wonderful ideas and pictures of what they've been able to accomplish. It's just amazing. So that's taking its time coming up. Let me see, it may be that I'm going to stop the screen share for a moment and see if it's coming up in another place. So let me stop for a moment. We've got a few moments. Nancy, I'm open for some questions if people have some questions. If you want to.
I have unmuted everyone, so if anyone has any questions about events, Mary is an expert.
Okay. When is the next event? Is there something, I understand there's something in December. What is that about and what are the dates?
Where did you hear about it, Bonnie?
At the training seminar. I would have to find my notes here. Hold on.
Okay. What I'd suggest you do is, why don't you Voxer Luann, because she was there as well.
Okay.
There are so many events and again, if you look on your virtual office, you can go because. Or you can, track down any of the people that were hosting the event, the regional that you went to. Unfortunately, I had another commitment, so I wasn't able to be there. So
Jim was kind of raising his hand. Jim, do you know of a December event in Michigan?
It didn't necessarily say it was Michigan. I didn't catch where it was. And the person that was sitting to the right of me, I can't pronounce her last name, but her first name was Liz. And And it seems to me, she said it was the, I can't remember, it was the 13th or 14th or the 13th and 14th of December. Yeah, I have it starred here, December event. And since the speaker was still talking, she kind of whispered to me that she would send me that information, and she hasn't. So I can reach out to her and ask her about that. So
That's great. Thank you.
Sure.
Well, we have an event up here in Traverse City at the Chamber of Commerce. So if anybody knows anyone on December 14th, it's going to be sponsored by the distributors here in Traverse City. It'll be a free event to all guests. It will be a luncheon. We're going to have a make your own salad at the Chamber of Commerce. And we have a dietitian speaking, and she just texted me her topic. Excellent speaker. She's a professor. And she's going to be talking on local food for global solutions. And it's an in-depth look at how our food choices not only impact our health, but our environment as well.
and then December 14th, did you say?
December 14th, right. It's at our local Chamber of Commerce, and it starts at 11:30. I'll have a flyer ready by tomorrow, Bonnie, and post it on Team Zoom so you'll have the information.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
And we're going to cap it at 25 people, so it is by reservation.
Okay.
So just let me know. So if you have some people up here you'd like to get to that luncheon, they can sit next to me and I'll pretend I'm you and give them all the information. And it's going to be an excellent talk. We'll talk a little bit about Juice Plus and hopefully have a tower garden there as well.
Okay.
So,
And what is the day of the week that's on?
it's a Wednesday.
Ugh. Okay, I'll see what I can do. The issue is we have just one car. And we live, Traverse City is a good 2.5 hours from us. So I'll have to see what I can work out, but I would definitely love to get my sister, who is not working, up there with me. Though she's not interested in the capsules, the tower garden did pique her interest, and the tower garden is the one thing that seems that I get the most interest from. So.
Okay, well, I'll get that information to you.
Okay, great.
Does anyone else have any questions of Mary Elaine tonight? Hi, Jim. Good morning. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Jen.
And I'm not sure who joined us on phone and the 734 number, they might have muted out, but good evening to you too. So does anyone have any more questions or? Okay.
No, I'm actually spending time learning more about this. I have one prospect that I will sign up this month, which will give me then 2 more, because I'm kind of starting over on this. But I have a plan brewing in my mind with the tower gardens that I think are going to, I think it's going to pay off. So
they're amazing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, let me just give you guys a little update here. Mary, thank you for such an amazing, thorough job. And maybe, Mary, if you have any other words of wisdom tonight, I have an announcement. Maybe if you want to wrap up your talk, and then I've got several announcements, and then we'll say goodnight. So I'll pass it back to you, Mary.
Sure. I think one of the ideas that I've heard some folks talking about recently is, especially with the holidays, with the Christmas holidays, and doing fun little people are going to try and eat a little better, or in between parties, the holiday parties. So it would be a great time to offer a salad in a jar party, or fix some ideas of how to fix breakfast in a jar, or that sort of thing. Your complete and oatmeal. And the other thing is to think about doing a healthy cookie exchange, a healthy treat exchange with folks, and to share recipes in that regard. So,
Excuse me, is there a specific site where I could find, like the oats in a jar, breakfast in a jar, that sort of thing?
I know they've been posted periodically on Facebook, on the Shred and the Juice Plus Buddies, and that would, Bonnie, that would be a great. Why not? Again, either on Voxer, on the Team Zoom Voxer, or on the Facebook page. Ask people for their favorite recipes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, Nance, I'm done.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mary. What an excellent job. And we're on this Monday night call coming up. We have some exciting things happening. I believe, Roberta, you're on next week, and maybe you can take just a minute here and explain what you're going to be teaching us.
We're going to be talking about customer care and how to get a customer, but more importantly, how to have a happy customer, because it's easier to get a customer, or it's easier to keep a customer than it is to get a customer. And so what does good customer care look like? And then how does that translate not only into taking care of our customers good, but also maybe having someone join our mission?
Perfect.
So that's what we're going to be talking about.
That's great. Well, thank you, Roberta. And then the following Monday night, now just put this in your calendar, save the date. The code number, the Zoom ID number does not change, nor does the phone number to call in. So make a permanent note in your planner and put that in for every Monday night. If you have a smartphone or an iPad, you can schedule it on a weekly basis.
Yep.
And we will be the next 2 weeks in December. We're going to be starting, and you guys, being distributors, can be part of this. We learned about this type of event, this virtual event, from some folks, from some distributors from Australia. Their teams are growing so fast. And Jim, maybe you can kind of tell, you've been involved with this here a couple weeks. Maybe you can kind of share with the folks that are on the phone tonight your excitement about this it's basically a virtual franchise call where people come on the call, like tonight, a Zoom call, and it's not structured. There's no PowerPoint. As Donna Wright calls it, it's just real and raw. It's statistics, it's some of the facts of our company. It's from the heart. We have there's a general speaker, like say Jim would be the host that night, and he would facilitate through the half an hour talk. And then Jim would have 2 people talk about the product, and he might even have somebody say, like Bonnie, who's fairly new, maybe she's got a great Juice Plus story, and we asked her to talk about Juice Plus. So she holds up the Juice Plus bottle and talks about Juice Plus for a minute and tells her Juice Plus story. So we have 2 people telling their stories, and then there's information about our marketing plan, our system, and then we go into testimonials about the business, and so there's 2 other people that will speak, and then it's closed out. And they're doing 80 calls a week now, where they started out with 1 call. Now they're doing over 80 calls a week like this. And some of them are for moms. Bonnie, you might break off and do something for MS. Jim, you're a chiropractor. You might do your own chiropractic call. Rowdy Roy, John, you may want to do something of retirees, people that want to go out and make a difference in this world, you know? So we all might have our own thing, but still come together. So we're going to start in 3 weeks. We're going to do 2 calls, and then we're going to take 2 weeks off for the holidays. And then the first of the year, we're going to start off with the bang. We're not going to leave you in the lurch here, in the gray area, and not give you support for starting out your new distributors. Because once a month, we're going to hold about an hour to hour and a half, basically a new distributor launch on a Saturday, or that isn't quite all worked out yet. Where the trainings that we've put together here in the last month or so, they're all about 15, 20 minutes long, that are pertinent and very important to get a new distributor started. And so that will be all encapsulated, like Bonnie and many of you went to the regional school a week ago Saturday. Well, you'll get that on a Zoom call, basically. You'll get maybe not a healthcare professional, that kind of thing. But it will be for new distributors. And we'll repeat this week after week, and your teams will grow. And you can invite your customers on there, because we'll give information about the product, as well as to back that up by how strong our company is and some of the statistics. But if people are, you know, they may say, hey, this business isn't for me, but I want to get started on Juice Plus. And then there'll be people say, oh, well, I want to get started on Juice Plus, and I have a few people I'd like to share this with. We have a plan for you too. And number 3, you want to lock arms with us, join our mission, then we've got a plan for you too. So be sure to get back with the person that invited you. Let them know your interest and where you want to get started. And next week, your number 3, you want to have 20 people on this same call next Monday night at 7:30.
Okay.
So you see what's going to happen. You see what's going to happen. People will come on. They'll be brand new. They'll get new people on, and it just starts from there. So, Jim, you've been involved with this just for a week or 2. Could you just kind of tell everyone about your experience and how you feel about this?
Yeah, you're right. It's very simple. It's the most duplicatable thing I've seen since I've been involved in network marketing. And it just speaks to people. It's like you said, it's kind of raw. There's no script to it. Well, there is kind of a script, maybe. There's a format. But it's people to people. It's sharing stories, and that's what they've talked about from the stage. It's all about telling stories. It's very exciting because it's so duplicatable. I think that's the thing that's got me the most excited about it. It gets the point across, but within probably 4 to 6 calls of being part of one, you can easily then go do your own, like Nancy was talking about, whatever topic or subject matter you want to cover. And that's how in Australia they've gone from 1 to, in any given week, having 80 calls a week. Is because they're so simple and so duplicatable. I'm really excited about it because you can get a. So far, I guess the one I've been listening to, I've only been on one official, and I've watched a YouTube on another one. But everybody that has come on as guests have either gone on a product or become a distributor. So that's the power of them so far.
Yeah, and it's just like with Bonnie and Mary. Mary is a nurse. She's also a PhD, very passionate, just like you are, Bonnie, being a nurse. This would be, you know, you guys could break off and do some nurse calls together. Roberta, you are a teacher. You can go off. You're already gathering teachers like crazy. I visualize you doing, you know, all your teachers you're talking to with these tower gardens. I mean, Roberta's going nuts with them, and so is, by the way, so is Donna. That those can be a great call. So I think that it's going to be a lot of fun here, and we're going to see a lot of growth. These numbers will grow, and I think doing it on a Monday night is so perfect, because then you can turn around, like tonight on Cheryl Cortese's call. A brand new, she's a VP with our company, is going to be talking tonight on Cheryl Cortese's call here in about a half an hour. So we can then on one night a week, we can get people on this call in a half an hour from 7, and we might even change it and have it start at 8 and be done right at 8:30. I don't know how that's going to work, but we want it to be 30 minutes long, and then push those people into Cheryl Cortese's call where they can hear from the president of our company or a medical healthcare professional and so forth. So I think it's going to be really powerful for each and every one of you, whatever level that you are approaching this business, to take advantage of the momentum that is there right now with the company. And I could just see that all of you can, if you've ever wanted to build a business, now is going to be the time. We just have to kind of get this going. And I think we'll have these 2 calls the end of this month, and then we'll hit it hard the first of the year and really get this going. So does that sound good to everybody?
Yep, it does.
Okay, so put this in your calendar every Monday night, at 7:30 Eastern time. But keep in mind, the Monday nights, like the Monday after Christmas, we are not going to be doing a call. The Monday on the 2nd of January, we're not going to be doing a call. People will be traveling. It will still be holiday. And then on the 9th of January will be, I don't know why I'm over here. I don't know why, what was I going to say? My camera, I don't have a cameraman, but it looks like it. But I really think that this is going to be powerful for all your businesses. And I think it's going to be really great. Roberta's going to be doing her own flyer for next week. And so be looking for that at least by Friday, right, Roberta?
Yep.
Okay, so customer care next week, and then it'll follow with Luann with telling your story and why that's important, getting your story down. So anybody else want to add anything or have any more comments?
No, I would just like to get in with Jim on this that's coming up, what's working in New Zealand. So if he wants to, kind of message me, and I would appreciate it.
You have contacts in New Zealand?
I don't, but he was talking about what is working there.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what we're all going to be working on.
It's actually Australia.
Oh, Australia, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and I don't think we're friends on Facebook, or are we?
I thought I invited you to my page, but
Okay.
if I haven't, I certainly will.
All right, double check that, and if not, do it again, or send me a private message to remind me to connect with
Okay.
you on this.
She's on Voxer, so she can find you easily through our Zoom buddy group.
Okay, great.
Okay, guys. All right, well, don't forget the call tonight. After this call, Cheryl's called, and we'll just go from there, guys. So good to see everyone tonight. And I don't know, Jim, I don't know, one of your team members was on. It was a 734 number, but they cut off. So
It could have been Karen Penny.
okay.
I reminded her before we left the office. Yeah, I reminded her to get on a call before we left the office and told her the times. And she said she probably would, but may not be up yet for Cheryl's. So I'm sitting in there in the kitchen counter dialed in David's call at 7:30, and I'm sitting there thinking, wonder why David didn't get on the call. Okay, so I'm tinkering around, and all of a sudden I got on to Mary's call. Mary, I apologize. I just had my head up my butt, and I got the calls goofed up. So I come in here thinking I'm going to be starting the call with you at 8 o'clock. I had it totally backwards.
Yeah.
So my tip is make sure you look at your planner to make sure what you're doing when you're doing it.
That's right. Does everyone have a number for tonight? I did post it.
I don't, but if you would give it to me again,
All right.
that would be great.
It's the one I have here. I'm not sure if it's changed. Let me just double check it here.
What number are you looking for, Nance?
Cheryl's number. I just want to make sure it's
Got it.
okay. It's under Team Cropa. If you want to go to Team Cropa on Facebook, it's there. And it's also on our
TZ's number
yeah.
is 641
641
715
15
3580.
3580.
You better repeat that, Jim. She missed a number.
641 715
Okay, 715. That makes more sense.
3580.
Great.
And the PIN is 5050.
5050. Now that
64
number.
Now, wait a minute. Don't wait. It's 505064 pound sign.
64 pound sign. Okay.
5050 64 pound sign.
Okay, 5050 64 pound sign. And
Yep.
that number is always the same and the PIN is always the same?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, you have a great call tonight. I'll be on it, and we'll talk to everyone for sure next week. But also, guess what this week is? It's Thanksgiving. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving with you and your family. And I'm very, very grateful for each and every one of you. Have a great evening,
You
everyone.
guys too.
Have a great night.
You too.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.